Dan Markson's destiny was defined early in his childhood. Dan was only 4 years old when his father died, leaving Dan and his mother to navigate the world, and that upbringing was always at the forefront of Dan's mind with every project that he brought to life. Additionally, Dan began constructing buildings and houses with his first set of play school blocks. In kindergarten, his teacher asked the principal if she could get roof pieces for the block set in her room, as Dan was building houses that needed roofs. As Dan grew older, he set his sights on becoming an architect, but after speaking with one of his mother's friends, who was an engineer, about his dream, he learned he needed to be excellent at math. Dan would laugh, "I wasn't the best at math, so I decided from then on I was going to be a builder." Dan didn't just become a builder. He became a passionate, dedicated leader in the home building industry. He called it his long love. Officially embarking into the industry in 1983, Dan went to Clark University for urban planning and then received his master's degree in marketing at Babson College. From school, Dan went on to do mill development in New England before turning his attention to residential historical housing and multifamily development. However, it was affordable housing development in which Dan found his true calling within the industry. Dan spearheaded the affordable housing development efforts in the San Antonio area, as well as throughout the state of Texas, creating over 17,000 units in Texas alone. It was his dedication and passion that drove Dan to constantly fight for a seat at every table politically and be an expert for the industry on behalf of the senior citizens, children, and families who would be the recipients of affordable housing. Over 100,000 families were impacted by Dan's advocating for equal affordable housing. Dan was passionate about the Builders Association and served the Texas Association of Builders, the Greater San Antonio Builder Association, and the National Association of Home Builders for decades. He chaired and served on multiple committees and councils within the Federation. In service to TAB, Dan was a founding member of the Multifamily Council, Home PAC trustee, Government Relations Committee member, Executive Committee member, Texas Housing Hall of Honor Board of Governor, and trustee of the Texas Builders Foundation. Dan previously served as president of the Texas Affiliation of Affordable Housing Providers as well. He was instrumental in his support for pro-housing candidates on all levels of political office, from housing meetings and fundraisers to contributing to political action committees. Through his urging, the NAHB, TAB, and GASABA joined together to develop the NAHB student chapter at St. Philip's College. He also supported various other education and scholarship programs in his participation with the Cesar E. Chavez Legacy and Educational Foundation, Southwest School of Art, and the Ray Fio Scholarship Fund. He worked to support hiring students from local colleges for internships within the industry and set up programs to highlight the construction trades to students. He was honored for his dedication to this cause with the Outstanding Community Service Award on behalf of the Alamo Community College District. Dan's dedication to the importance and support of education spread beyond the colleges and building industry. The Homework First program was a service Dan created for residents to take their children to a safe place after school. The space was there to provide snacks, activities, and homework help for any child who needed it. This was just one more way that Dan went above and beyond to provide for his community and future generations. Dan was a true Texan at heart. He could often be heard saying, "Like I tell everybody, I got to Texas as soon as I could. I'm Texas born and bred, even if I started out east." Texas was the place Dan chose as his home, the place he wanted to settle down, raise his son, and actively contribute to the local and state communities. He worked daily to ensure that the lives of people were made better by all his efforts, but most emphatically, the provision of equal, affordable housing is his legacy.
I actually started developing while I was still in college in a burgeoning historic district in Boston, south end of Boston. And when I went to Boston Capital, I had this tremendous opportunity to go to every city in the United States, because we did business in all 50 states. So I traveled everywhere, and I got to see what every city in the country was doing to incentivize development. So to me, watching the transformation of a neighborhood and the lives of the families who live within that neighborhood, and being able to see, and especially personally to me, single mother households being able to function without fear that the children are in danger. You know, I think all success is sent from above, but it's extremely personally satisfying to be able to see what you produced. There may be businesses that make more money. There may be businesses that stamp out things that are integral parts of something that the world couldn't exist without, but we see communities being built and we see lives being changed.